Welcome to the January edition of the New York State Family News Watch. Hi, I'm Reverend Bill Banuchi, the Executive Director of the New York State Faith and Freedom Coalition, and I'm here to bring you the news for the new year, for the agenda that we have for 2020. And this year will be, once again, I sound like I'm repeating myself, but it really will be one of the most consequential years in the life of our republic. We must be fully engaged, praying and working to see President Donald Trump reelected for another 4 years. Now, it's not about being political. Our allegiance is not to the person of Donald Trump, but to the pro life, pro family, pro God policies that he has been so faithfully advancing. My personal vision is to see President Trump complete 8 years, followed by 8 years with President Michael Pence, and then perhaps maybe 8 years with Nikki Haley. Who knows? By then we might be once again one nation under God. You see, before President Trump was in office, we had been slowly but steadily drifting away from our Judeo Christian roots, our biblical mooring. Now, President Trump has taken the lead to start a new reformation, leading us back to those foundational principles that have produced the greatest nation on the face of the earth. But it's only the beginning of this new birth of freedom, as Abraham Lincoln put it. It can be easily sabotaged if the godless agenda of today's Democrats assume power. Now, I need to repeat, it's not about being political, it's about being biblical. The scriptures tell us that where the righteous rule, the people rejoice. Where the wicked rule, the people groan. And we, the people of God, are responsible for the righteousness or the wickedness reflected in our various levels of civil government and the policies that they generate. Despite what one may think of Trump's presentation or even his character flaws, he has been the most effective advocate for biblical principles in modern history. He has proven to be the most pro life, pro God, pro liberty president, certainly in my lifetime, and maybe in the history of our nation. For this reason, our agenda for 2020 must be focused on praying like it all depends on God and working like it all depends on us to see President Trump reelected and the House of Representatives back under Republican control. Unfortunately, the Democrat platform represents everything the Bible warns us against, including baby killing abortion, sexual immorality, and fostering discrimination and competition between groups of people. One can no longer claim to be a follower of Christ while supporting the Democratic Party platform. The two are in direct opposition to one another. And the greatest danger we face, that's why we can't take this election for granted, is voter fraud. That will be attempted because the Democrats realize they know they cannot beat Donald Trump in a fair election. So they will try whatever they can to beat him or remove him from office by any means possible. In their minds, the right thing to do is to remove Trump in order to resume their trajectory toward a progressive, godless, and authoritarian society. This is nothing less than the classic battle between good and evil, between God and Satan. So, to combat the forces of evil, we will be praying specifically for the 2020 elections on the first Sunday of each month. And on the third Friday of each month, we will hold our strategy and information briefings to inform and activate believers concerning the issues that are at hand and how they can influence their sphere of influence. Both these meetings will be held at our offices at 436 Robinson Avenue here in Newburgh. On January 24th, there will be buses going to Washington, D.C. for the Sanctity of Life Sunday. If you've never been to one, you will find them encouraging and inspiring, so I encourage you to come. If you've already been, then you know what I'm talking about. You will want to be there. So just give me a call or send me an email, and I'll let you know how you can connect with the bus nearest to your location. And here are a few more dates for you to mark on your calendar. March 17th, we will be going to Albany for our annual legislative day put on by our friends at the New Yorkers for Constitutional Freedoms. This year, one of the keynote speakers will be one of my major mentors, will be David Barton from Wall Builders. So you don't want to miss it. Let me know you want to go, and we'll give you more information. On March 26th, I will be speaking at Mount St. Mary College. I will be speaking on the faith of our founders. It'll be a 90-minute lecture during the afternoon on that day. So come on out and cheer me on and learn about the faith of our founders on March 26th. On Saturday, May 9th, we will have our second annual Choose Life Parade in the village of Warwick. Details will follow, but put it on your calendar now. Plan to spend the day with us in Warwick on May 9th. Our annual conference for the New York Faith and Freedom Coalition, for the Faith and Freedom Coalition, the National, the Road to Majority, will be on June 25th through the 27th in Washington, D.C. We'll be going down as a group. If you'd like to join us, or if you'd like more information about it, drop me a line, let me know, and I'll give you whatever information you need. And I will be continuing to preach and teach wherever the Lord opens doors in local churches or civic groups to motivate and inform the public and help them impact the culture for biblical values that we believe in. If you'd like to invite me to come and speak to your church or group, just again, drop me a line and we'll see what we can do. We will do all that we can, but the church must rise up out of its complacency. Pastors must no longer be silent. Having pastored myself for 8 years, I have a special place in my heart for the local church. But I have come to the conviction that part of the full gospel includes preaching about stewardship of our liberties and the preservation of our freedoms for coming generations. Now, if a pastor does not include politics in his preaching portfolio, he or she, in my opinion, is not preaching the full gospel. Yes, Christ must always be preeminent and his cross must always be primary. But nevertheless, politics must be part of the gospel in a country such as ours, in this nation of the people and by the people. It is part of our Great Commission to teach to obey everything that Christ has commanded us. So I encourage churches, I encourage pastors to include preaching and teaching about the stewardship of our liberties. And if you need help, give me a call and I'll do all that I can to help you in that regard. Now, if you haven't yet joined the New York chapter of the Faith and Freedom Coalition, I encourage you to do so, to be part of what God is doing here in New York State. Just get on our website, www.nyfaithandfreedom.com, and click on the Join or Donate tab there. You know, for $15 a month, you can really be part of the revival that is happening here in New York State. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel, where we have several short 5-minute videos on important topics like abortion, marriage, socialism, illegal immigration, and more. This being the Sanctity of Life month, January, you might want to check out that one 5-minute video that's entitled Why I Am Pro-Life. Just go to the YouTube channel, search New York Faith and Freedom Coalition, and share them as much as you can. We need to get this information out to as many people in New York as we possibly can. If you have any other questions or concerns, just shoot me an email at bill@nyfaithandfreedom.com or just send me a text message to 845-561-9499 and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. You know, the Bible teaches us about working together, each one being necessary to do his part. I like what Scott Whitley Brown, he said, none of us have it all together, but together we have it all. And I believe that's true. As we work together, we will see New York State come back to God. Yes, it will take a miracle, but that's why we serve a God of miracles. But we must each do our part. So be complacent no more, believer. Come join us, get on our website, join up, check out our YouTube channel, and we'll see you at our next meeting on the 17th, or perhaps on the bus for Sanctity of Life Sunday on the 24th. And either way, be sure you're part of what God is doing here in New York State. In the meantime, take care and God bless.